Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Tsukihime. When last we left off, we had a short battle with Shiki, and, Aki is not doing so well, but she'll be fine, I promise. Shiki-san, are you awake? No, that's Kohaku, right? I can hear Kohaku-san's voice. I look at the clock to find out it's 3 o'clock already. I should say, this episode might be a shorter one, but I'm not sure. We'll see, because last episode was a longer one and it's kind of late. I'm kind of tired and, it's just been a very exhausting past while, but still. Bad news is bad news. I'm awake. Are you here to look after Akiha, Kohaku-san? Yes, I wanted to take her temperature. I'm sorry, Shiki-san, but... Oh, sorry. I'll leave right away. I get up from the chair. As I leave the room, I look at Akiha one more time. Thank you. And sorry, Akiha. I whisper this softly as I leave her room. I let Kohaku-san take care of Akiha, and I walk down the hallway. I thought that scene was longer than it was. Well, things should be fine now, but I still feel uncomfortable. I don't care that Shiki is still alive. There's only one thing that worries me. I was watching Akiha's face while she was sleeping, but her hair did not turn back to its original black no matter how long I waited. Yeah, I genuinely thought that scene was quite a bit longer than it was. Oh well. 11. Telescope. Letting Kohaku-san take care of Akiha, I come down to the first floor. I can't treat Akiha's wounds, so I want to help her in some other ways. If I search the old man's room, I might be able to find something to help her. He was the head of the Tono family, after all. He should have records about recorded some way to fight against the Tono blood. Damn, I guess I can't find it that easily. I sit down and take a breath. The old man's library is really big, and it takes a lot of time to look through each book. Besides, most of them are just educational reports, and it looks like information on the Tono family isn't here. The only thing I found was this journal-like book that belonged to the old man. I see. This looks to be a record of the time after I was taken into the Arima household. I flip through the pages, and then I see Akiha's name, and I turn back. Let's see. Report on Akiha's spasms. What is this? I start reading it carefully. The old man looked at it this way. Akiha became one of the strong Tono blood right after I left. To live, Akiha needs more heat than a normal person. If you say that the heat Akiha needs is 10, food only gives her 6 or 7, and the extra heat she needs is the reason for her body's extra burden. Makihisa's journal is something else. The problem is why she needs that much heat to stay alive in the first place. It looks like it took the old man some time to figure it out. After a few years worth of pages, the answer is finally written down. Half of her life? I don't think I get what he means. It says that out of all the energy she has, she is only using half of it. To rephrase it so it's easier to grasp, it's like she's moving around normally while using only half of her body. But, of course, it's impossible to do that. That's why Akiha's body consumes heat from some other source to try to make up for that. But no human can do that. It's a superhuman power. The more she needs heat from her surroundings, the more the Tono blood awakens as it grows less and less human. Something I've kind of wondered about that is if it's a translation thing or if it's legitimately heat. Because I was kind of curious as like what it means by heat. I wonder if it's like something like what is it called in Fate Stay Night? Prana, I think. Prana, something similar, something like that. Where heat is just not a good word for it, or what? Because if it's literally just she needs heat, then warm things. That's dumb. That wouldn't make sense. That would be too simple of an answer. I'm just I wonder what I don't know. I wonder if there's a better translation of that. Anyway, what's written after that looks like Akiha's growth record. I read on, but find the information becomes less and less useful to me. I throw the diary onto the table. Damn. Even if you know the reason, it's no help if you don't write down the way to fix it. Stupid old man. Or was it impossible for even the old man to find a way to help her? But only half her energy? I wonder what she's doing with the other half. It seems simple. If Akiha can use all of her energy for herself, then she wouldn't have to take in heat from someone else. I don't think there's anything else for me to find here. I should go outside and let myself unwind. I'm worried about Akiha. When I look up, I realize I'm at the detached building. I didn't feel like going back to my room, so I naturally came here instead of the mansion. I go in. I sit down on the tatami and stare at the ceiling. Sigh. I let out a deep breath. I feel relaxed in here. This was my room when I was a kid. This was the room Akiha came to when I was sick. I start to remember little by little. When I was adopted 10 years ago, when I lived in this room, and the days I spent playing with Akiha and Shiki. He was saying Nanaya. Nanaya, written as 7 nights in Japanese. I guess it's my real last name, but it doesn't really matter now. A kid named Nanaya Shiki was eliminated 8 years ago. His last name, his real name, even his memories. I can't even remember my parents' faces. I don't want to remember those things anyway. I see, this knife is not the old man's, but really mine. I take the knife out of my pocket. Nanaya is written on the handle. In that regard, this was really my true father's. Tono Makihisa had some human emotions after all. He should have eliminated everything that would lead to Nanaya Shiki, but he still left me this knife. And then, something drips onto my hand. What? I feel my cheek. Why? I'm not happy or sad, but that's weird. Why am I crying? There's no reason to, but I cannot stop crying. I wonder how long it's been. Night should have gone by. It must be almost sunrise. It's Sunday too, huh? Well, even if it was a weekday, I would have skipped school and stayed with Akiha. Because it's Sunday, it's more convenient. Kahaku-san said she should stay in bed. How depressing. I don't know how many weeks it will take for Akiha to heal. What can I do until she gets better? I don't even have to think about it. I must find and kill him once and for all. He's not human anymore. No, even if he is, even if people tell me I'm a murderer, I can't let Shiki stay alive. Someone comes into the building. Could it be Kahaku-san? I hear small, light footsteps getting closer until finally the sliding door opens. can't believe it. It's Akiha. Akiha, are you alright? Yes, my wounds have healed now. Healed? No way. That wound wasn't anything that would heal in a night. Besides, Kohaku-san said it would take weeks to heal. To heal that fast is not human. Then I finally realize it. No, I wish I didn't. That Akiha's hair is still red. It's exactly what you think it is, Nissan. My wound is healed, but a wound which wouldn't heal this quickly for a normal person. Akiha's hair is red in the morning sunlight, but I have no interest in that. What are you saying, Akiha? If your wound's healed, that should be good enough. I hate the Tono blood, but if it helps out like this, then it's a good thing. You don't have to force yourself to say it. I didn't come here to be a bother to you. I came to tell you a few things while I'm still sane. What? She said, while she is still sane. Listen to me, Nissan. I've been lying to you for so long now. There's no way for me to make up for that, but I have to at least tell you the truth. I cannot disappear like this. Akiha's eyes shine as if she's about to cry. If she looks at me that way, then there's no way I could stop her. Alright, I'll listen. But, Akiha, I'll stay as Tono Shiki no matter what you tell me. Maybe you don't have to tell me at all. All the same, do you still want to tell me about it? Nissan, you know? Shiki likes to talk a lot, and he told me most of it while you were unconscious. But if you want to tell me about it, I'll listen. If you tell me yourself, I think it would help me understand. Akiha looks aghast for a moment, and then she bites her lip and looks at me. Nissan, you were adopted 10 years ago from the Nanaya family. I don't know why Father adopted you, but he introduced you to us as our new family member. Akiha squints as if pained and continues on. I've heard that the Nanaya family was the total opposite of our kind. There are those like the Tono family with mixed blood, and there are those who oppose them. Nissan, wouldn't you like it if there were lions and tigers? You wouldn't like it if there were lions and tigers in your school, right? We humans tend to eliminate people who are different from us or anyone who is superior to us. It's pretty easy to understand why if you think about it. It's not that they eliminate the different people because they hate them. Instead, it is because if these different people were in our society, it would endanger the lives of normal people. So, there will always be those who eliminate the non-humans. The Nanaya were special among those who stood out against the non-humans. They didn't use magic, but instead relied purely on their own abilities. The Tono family became special by introducing inhuman blood into their bloodline. The Nanaya family became special through willpower and determination. Tono and Nanaya were enemies, but we were actually close in a way, just by our nature. Need to take a quick drink. I like wine. I wish I got different wine than I have, but, you know, it is what it is. I should have gone with my tried and true dry Italian wine instead of going for dry French wine. Because I don't know. I tend to like the dry Italian wine more. At least for sipping on. I think this has a higher ABV, possibly, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not drinking it for ABV. I'm drinking it because I like the taste. I mean, ABV helps, but I do like the taste of wine. So, if you happen to have any special powers, it's not from the blood of Tono, but from the Naya. It's written in your blood to kill anything that is inhuman. Nissan, there was that time you ran away from me, remember? I realized it then. The Nanaya blood in you was still working, and it reacted to me. She's talking about that night. She's right. I did feel a homicidal impulse when I saw Akiha's red hair. I thought I was a killer for that reason, but that means... Yes, you only feel that way towards abnormal people like me and Shiki. But that's why you were like death to us. Even though the people of Nanaya stopped their work, I think it's still a threat just to have their blood around. I think it was still yeah, okay. That sentence made sense in my head. Okay. Just making sure I didn't confuse something. Why? Suddenly, my heart is beating very loud. I have a very bad feeling about this. I cannot let Akiha go on. No, it's more that I don't want to hear it from her. It's alright. You don't have to go on. It's already over, so there's no point. It has nothing to do with me or you. But, Nissan, I don't care about the Nanaya family. I don't know them. If you're the head of the Tono family, you should only worry about the Tono family. Akiha bows her head and gives a reluctant nod. Then, let's talk about us. Nissan and I, Shiki and Shiki, we were raised as true siblings. You and Shiki got along so well, I was kind of jealous of you guys. But everything went wrong when that happened to Shiki. 8 years ago, Shiki's Tono blood awakened and he killed me. Yawn. Yes. But your life was saved. I don't mean yawn. I don't say yawn if I'm, like, bored. I yawn because I'm tired. If I'm bored, I will say so. Or something. So don't take that the wrong way if I say yawn. It's just because I actually did yawn because I'm actually tired. And I don't know. I do that a lot. I do stuff like that a lot in real life. Don't know why. But your life was saved. Things didn't end that easily, though. We took care of Shiki, but we couldn't kill the eldest sibling of the Tono family. We're a pretty powerful family socially, so we couldn't just tell everyone our eldest son, the only successor, died. So, Father came up with it. Let Nissan be Tono Shiki, and let Shiki be the adopted son who died in an accident. Akiha speaks these words as if hoping they would damn Tono Makihisa. So, that's it. Shiki and I reversed roles. The one that killed lived on, and the one who did the killing died. That's the relationship between Shiki and I. I'm sorry. Nissan, the boy named Shiki, no longer exists. He died 8 years ago. It wasn't just the end of his life, but the end of his existence. His name, past, household, and even his memories. There's nothing left anywhere. 8 years ago, when you took the piece of Tono Shiki, place of Tono Shiki, Father got rid of everything. That's why you were taken to the Arimas, to the outside world. Tono's eldest son had to be alive, but since there is no blood in you, your Tono blood in you, you couldn't be the successor. Father explained that your body was weakened by the accident, so he sent you to the Arimas. I didn't agree. I even held a grudge against Father for not letting you go, or for letting you go for a stupid reason like that. I guess it's because I told him that I wanted you back so many times, but Father finally came out and told me you were adopted. And he told me never to let you come close to our house. Father didn't take account what kind of cruel things he was doing to you, and he lied to me shamelessly until the day he died. Akiha's story ended there. It might be because she hid these facts from me for so long, but Akiha's story sounded more like a confession. That's the whole story. So now you know. You know you're not really my brother. You're not part of this rotten family. About to cry. Akiha's voice sounds like she's about to cry. I'm sorry, Akiha. I wasn't your real brother, but I still acted like it, and I caused trouble for you. What? Nissan? But I'm already a part of this family. I might not be your brother, but can I still stay here? I don't want to leave you ever again. Akiha puts her hand over her mouth and bites back whatever words were about to come out. After a long silence, Akiha sadly shakes her head. I see. You're right. It was wrong of me. It was wrong for me to ask that. I've been a terrible brother anyway. No, that's not true. I can't believe it. Akiha's crying. Nissan, you're my only Nissan. I've watched you since I was just a little girl. It's nice for you to say that, but that's because you didn't know. You didn't know I wasn't your brother. I knew it from the beginning. I knew that you were adopted, that you weren't really my brother. I knew all of that, but I didn't care. From the time you first called my name, Don't. Still crying, Akiha falls against me. Akiha. I put my hands on her slender shoulders. Is that her heartbeat echoing in my ears, or mine? She's so close. Akiha's body is so close to me that I could put my arms around her if I wanted to. You knew? Since she was a child. All this time, she knew that I wasn't her real brother. Why didn't you tell me, Akiha? I'm not your brother after all. A small silence. Akiha looks up. Because I wanted to be with you. If I didn't tell you, if I stayed brother and sister, we could stay together. Since I'm not human, since I'm too different from you, we can't stay together. Akiha clenches her eyes shut and hits me in the chest. But if we were brother and sister, I thought we could still be together. No matter how much you hated me, no matter how much you ignored me, it would have been okay if we could just stay together. Smack. The sound of her hitting my chest again. Isn't it weird? I was born into such a powerful family, but I wasn't allowed anything, to ask for anything. Since I'm different, since I'm not like everyone else, I was going to be trapped inside this mansion without knowing anyone from outside. That's what I was ready for, but you destroyed it all. As if trying to drive out everything she kept inside all these years, Akiha hits my chest again and again. If Nissan didn't show up, I could have lived like that my whole life. When I became weak and became a liar, I lied to you and I lied to myself. I thought if I kept on lying about us being brother and sister, I wouldn't want anything else. Hearing this stabs my heart with pain. Such a small lie, but to protect that lie, Akiha has fought against so much until it finally became too much, leaving her crying like she is now. Akiha, you were my only Nissan for all this time. I could never accept anyone else as my Nissan, let alone love anyone else. I can't do anything about this feeling. Smack. Akiha hits my chest once more and grows quiet. A long silence. Sorry, murmurs Akiha, momentarily breaking the silence. My heart stutters at that single word. Akiha was alone in with her pain all this time. She was in pain because she knew everything, that I was adopted, that I was raised as Tonoshiki, everything. She's now once again that young, black-haired girl who was always crying and apologizing to me when I was a kid. Come to think of it, Akiha was always apologizing to me. A small, nearly infinitesimal happiness for Akiha. Yet she still made up an elaborate story to protect it. That story itself was the barrier pushing her back, but it was also her source of happiness. Akiha. No, I'm sorry. I've been selfish, but this is the last time, so you don't have to worry. Akiha pushes away from me. She's not crying anymore. The normal Akiha is here now. What do you mean this is the last, Akiha? Look, Nissan, my hair won't turn back anymore. Akiha looks at me, not sad, but rather letting me take in the truth of this statement. Her hair remains this dull, bloody red. So, the Tono blood is in control of her, just like it was with Shiki. What? That's just for now, right? Besides, you're still Akiha, so it's not a problem. No, I know my own body. I know I can't go back. So this is the end of my lie. Nissan, you shouldn't be close to a monster like me. You should escape this place and live on as Nanaya Shiki. Akiha bows her head and steps back. I don't know anything about this Nanaya Shiki. I have no attachment to that name now. No, even if I did, such a thing would be unimportant compared to Akiha. You idiot. I grab Akiha's arms. Hey, Nissan. She pushes back. Always acting so strong, but always lonely. She caught me. Come to think of it, she caught me a long time ago. Listen, Akiha, I don't care what anyone says. I am your brother. No matter what happens, it doesn't matter if we're not related by blood. I'm your brother. Thank you, Nissan. But even if I wasn't, I'd stay beside you. Even if you're not my sister, you're still important to me. I won't let anyone else hurt you. I pull her into my arms. I love you as my sister. I hold her tightly. But I love you as a woman even more. Isn't that reason enough to stay with you? It reminds me of the, just to ruin the mood a bit, that scene from Joe Dirt. I haven't watched that movie in I haven't watched that movie in at least a decade, at bare minimum. Her breath catches in her throat. It used to show on Comedy Central a lot, and I used to watch a lot of Comedy Central. No, I don't watch much TV in general anymore. Everything stops. I can hear her heartbeat. Our bodies warm up all the way down to our fingertips. And then, as if there was never any doubt, we kiss. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we kiss. I think I'm going to end this episode. I know what happens next, and I'm probably going to be pausing very quickly into the next episode, but I want to save that for next time, and this episode is starting to get us a little bit long, just a little bit. So, next time in Tsukihime, I probably have to make some cuts. I have to pause around some H scenes, because I don't want to show them on YouTube, because I don't want my channel deleted. But there is going to be a nice little line, and we're going to get a fun little moment with Akiha, if that's not too far into the scene. I don't remember, because it's a very funny thing, and it's made fun of a lot in outside media like Take Moon or Carnival Phantasm. I'm rambling. Anyway, next time, Shiki and Akiha deepen their relationship. Or, well, something goes deep, if you catch my drift. Haha! I hope to see you all there.